So during the last couple of weeks, we've had more and more info about the journey of multiple characters in the MCU and where their journey ultimately would have taken them in Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. Now we know that Iron Man's was quite different when they originally started to figure out the story for those two films. So obviously the writers and the directors of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, Marcus and McFeely, and of course the directors, the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony, have been making the rounds talking about some of the different aspects and things that didn't quite make their way to finally being shot, or sometimes being shot but being cut. And in one regard, they wanted to talk about Thor's and Iron Man's journey. Now of course, if you guys remember, Thor originally in Avengers Infinity War had a sort of a buddy cop type of deal going on with Rocket Raccoon, where the two were going on a journey to get Stormbreaker, and it was completely different. It would have fought the World Serpent and everything, but then Thor's journey would have united him with Iron Man in Avengers Endgame. The journey would have actually been Iron Man and Thor traveling back in time to the events of Thor: The Dark World. And this would have been because at the time there were two gems that they could get by uniting together. Now, the other thing that they mention here is Iron Man would have utilized his stealth invisibility armor, which of course, they were building up in the comics in the recent years, and this was something we've seen mentioned before. Now, not only that, we would have actually seen Thor and Iron Man take on Heimdall, because obviously he realizes something is wrong, and why are these characters that look completely different to the ones I just saw and know because I can see them here. So honestly, this kind of sounds really cool, but ultimately it was decided upon not doing this because there was no emotional payoff and resonance with anything that's happening. And I can sort of agree with that 100%. Like, what connection does Iron Man have to Heimdall? Like, none. The characters have never met before. The connection between Thor and Heimdall, okay, that's there. But then again, he saw him die, and he's moved on, and there was this big gap that they had, and there's more of an emotional connection with seeing his mom. So again, I think the actual course of the film and what we got was the better choice, and they picked right and went with the correct one. But this is kind of a cool, missed opportunity to see that stealth armor, because I think that's something fans have wanted to see for a while, how it turns invisible, what it can do, the color scheme. And, we're not going to get it now, but there's still opportunities down the road in the future, and who knows, previously when they've teased stuff, they released concept art as well, so we might see this somewhere down the road and see what the armor ultimately would have looked like.